Professionally, they've gone down dramatically, and I predicted it in the book, but even I would not have thought it'd be that accelerated. I think personally, I think they've separated their professional lives, but I think what's really a great problem for them now, as of the last few weeks, is that Meghan has got no real income anymore. She's finished.
Your show's been canceled. You're not going to be the next Martha Stewart, Meghan. I mean, the fact that Meghan Markle had a cooking show and she moved pretzels from one bag into another was crazy.
Royal biographer Tom Bower just dropped a bombshell that has Meghan Markle absolutely furious, and the timing could not be more dramatic. While Prince Harry was sitting in a London courtroom getting emotional and clashing with the judge, another storm was quietly building behind the scenes. The real shocker? Netflix suddenly pulled the brakes on Meghan's big cooking show. Production stopped, and people started asking questions fast. Then, Tom Bower stepped in and revealed what he believes is the real reason the project unraveled so quickly. Now, here's the thing. This situation wasn't about bad ratings or low interest. According to Bower, the issue was something far more serious and surprising, and the way it all unfolded has people talking everywhere. Tom Bower, the writer behind the explosive book Revenge, Meghan, Harry, and the War Between the Windsors, recently sat down for an interview and didn't hold back at all. He explained why Meghan's Netflix project reportedly stalled, and his comments instantly grabbed attention. Bower said, and then his words, "It turns out she's not any kind of talent." That statement hit like a thunderbolt. Comments like that are bound to spark reactions, and it's clear Meghan is not thrilled about it. But Bower didn't just toss out a bold claim and walk away. He explained that he spent years researching Meghan's story, speaking with more than 80 people who had worked with her or knew her personally. According to him, those conversations shaped the strong opinions he's now sharing publicly. Many of the people Tom Bower spoke with had worked with Meghan directly or dealt with her in professional environments. According to him, these weren't random opinions floating around online. He says he gathered detailed accounts from dozens of individuals who had first-hand experiences with her work style. Bower insists he came prepared with information to back up his claims. In his view, Netflix executives started feeling uneasy surprisingly quickly after signing that massive $100 million deal with Harry and Meghan. He claims that within about 6 months, some insiders were already questioning whether the partnership would deliver the kind of hit content they expected. From Bower's perspective, things reportedly started sliding when the platform struggled to get projects that truly connected with viewers. He says the team wanted shows that people would binge and talk about everywhere, but the momentum they hoped for never fully showed up. One of the biggest projects tied to Meghan was the lifestyle series With Love, Meghan. It was framed as a major moment for her, almost like a Hollywood comeback. The idea was to present her as a modern lifestyle voice, someone who could stand alongside famous names like Martha Stewart or Ina Garten in the world of cooking and hosting. But Bower highlighted what he believes was a major missing ingredient: authenticity. He argued that modern audiences are sharp and quick to sense when something feels staged. According to him, that's where the project struggled to win people over. He also claimed the challenge went deeper than just the show itself. In Bower's opinion, Meghan aimed to present a warm, relaxed image centered on cooking, hosting, and family life. But for many viewers, that image didn't feel fully convincing. Then, Bower pointed out another detail about the family-first image Meghan often promotes, something he says raised even more eyebrows and left many people surprised. During the time Meghan was reportedly busy filming her Netflix lifestyle show, another situation in her personal life was drawing attention. Her father, Thomas Markle, went through a serious health crisis, and reports claim she didn't visit or contact him during that period. That detail quickly sparked strong reactions online. For critics, that moment raised tough questions. Meghan's public image often highlights themes of love, family, and connection, so some observers felt the situation didn't match the message being presented. Tom Bower addressed this directly in his interview and didn't soften his opinion. He said the contrast was difficult for many people to overlook. In his words, the hypocrisy here is hard to ignore. Bower argued that promoting strong family values publicly while being distant from a parent created a contradiction that audiences noticed immediately. That debate has kept people talking non-stop. But the conversation didn't stop there, because when the viewing numbers for the show came out, they surprised a lot of people. The series With Love, Meghan reportedly ranked around 1,217th among Netflix titles during the second half of 2025. Yes, that number caught many viewers off guard. Out of the huge library of content available on the platform, the show appeared far down the list.
Bad news in Harry and Meghan world, their show has been canceled. Season 3 of With Love, Meghan has been canceled by Netflix.
Reports suggested the show drew roughly 2 million views over 4 months. For someone with Meghan's global recognition and a major streaming deal behind her, many commentators expected much bigger numbers. To put it in perspective, some independent YouTube creators without celebrity names pull in similar or even larger view counts in a single month. It's a surprising comparison when you think about it. Meghan Markle was once one of the most talked about figures in the world, backed by a massive Netflix partnership. Despite a massive deal reportedly worth millions, the results from Meghan's projects didn't exactly shake the streaming world. One holiday special connected to the lifestyle concept performed slightly better than the main show, bringing in around 2.4 million views. But even that number placed it roughly around 1,500th in Netflix rankings during that period. For someone once introduced as a major global star, critics quickly pointed out that those rankings looked surprisingly low. Tom Bower spoke about this situation very bluntly during his interview. He claimed Netflix executives didn't immediately give up on Meghan's projects. According to him, the company actually kept trying to make things work because they believed there could be huge potential in the partnership. But instead of dramatic revelations or headline-grabbing moments, Bower argued the content turned out to be far quieter than expected. He described scenes that focused on calm lifestyle moments.
In Meghan's case, it seems to me she's absolutely determined to force feed the narrative, and damn it, they're going to accept it and keep going, and people are just too
like arranging
smart.
flowers or carefully placing snacks into small bags. For viewers expecting excitement or big storytelling, the contrast felt noticeable. According to Bower, some Netflix insiders were surprised by how the on-screen energy came across. He claimed that Meghan didn't appear especially spontaneous or playful in the footage they captured. Bower said the overall presentation felt very controlled and carefully planned. In his view, that polished style may have made the show feel less natural for viewers. He also emphasized that Netflix reportedly gave the project strong support, experienced producers, a large budget, and significant creative freedom. Yet despite those advantages, Bower argued the final results still struggled to capture the level of audience attention the platform originally hoped for. Now, this is where Tom Bower's take on the situation starts getting really interesting. He argued that Meghan's biggest challenge isn't a lack of money, resources, or opportunities. According to him, the real issue comes down to attitude and connection with the audience. Bower claimed building a successful lifestyle brand requires something very specific: relatability. In his view, audiences want to feel like the person on screen is genuine and easy to connect with. And he suggested that Meghan has struggled to create that kind of bond with everyday viewers. But according to Bower, Meghan's presentation can come across differently. He suggested she sometimes appears to be playing a role rather than simply being herself on screen. And in today's media world, audiences are quick to pick up on anything that feels staged or overly polished. Bower also claimed that some people who worked on the Netflix production shared difficult behind-the-scenes experiences with him. He alleged filming could become complicated because scenes were sometimes repeated multiple times when small details, especially camera angles or appearance, didn't feel right to her. According to those accounts, a lot of attention was placed on perfecting every visual detail, which Bower says occasionally slowed down the production process. According to Tom Bower, a lot of attention during filming reportedly went toward visual details, lighting, camera angles, wardrobe, and overall appearance. But he claimed there wasn't always the same level of focus on whether the actual content felt exciting or entertaining for viewers. One story Bower shared during his interview really stood out and gave a glimpse of what he says was happening behind the scenes. He claimed Meghan was extremely focused on on how she looked on camera, even insisting that her hair had to appear perfectly styled in every single shot. That might not sound unusual for television, but critics pointed out something interesting. The show was supposed to revolve around cooking and relaxed hosting. Normally, chefs tie their hair back, roll up their sleeves, and jump straight into preparing the food. But according to Bauer, the atmosphere sometimes felt closer to a fashion-style production than a casual kitchen setting. He suggested Meghan wanted every frame to look polished and magazine-ready, rather than messy or spontaneous like real cooking often is. Then came the moment that really surprised many observers. Bauer claimed Meghan was extremely upset when Netflix ultimately chose to move away from the project.
You really saw where Harry's and Meghan's fantasy narrative, which they call the truth. What Meghan never really understood, probably not even now, is that when she was cheered as a working royal, it wasn't because she was Meghan Markle, it was because she represented British royalty and all the values of the Queen and all the tradition and 1,000 years of history. So people were cheering not just the person, but also the institution.
According to him, she had believed the show could become a major success and even compete for awards in the lifestyle entertainment space. Instead, the reaction from viewers reportedly felt far more muted. Some audiences described the show as slow or difficult to stay engaged with, which created a completely different outcome than what supporters originally hoped for. While the Netflix drama was unfolding, Prince Harry was making headlines in London for a completely different reason. And strangely enough, the timing lined up with many of the debates people were already having about the couple. Harry appeared in court as part of his legal case against the Daily Mail, arguing that phone hacking and unlawful information gathering had taken place between 2001 and 2013, years before he even met Meghan. The case was meant to focus on media practices from that period, but the courtroom atmosphere reportedly became tense very quickly. According to reports from the hearing, Harry had several heated exchanges with the judge during his testimony. Observers said the judge had to interrupt the proceedings more than once to remind him to stay focused on the questions being asked. At one point, the judge reportedly stepped in and told him to stop interrupting and simply answer the questions directly. Moments like that caught attention because courtroom hearings, especially in high court, usually follow very strict procedures. Here's where the situation started to look even more unusual to many observers. The legal case Harry was discussing focused on events that allegedly happened years before Meghan Markle was part of his life. The lawsuit centered on media activity between 2001 and 2013, well before the couple had even met. Yet during parts of the hearing, Harry reportedly brought up Meghan while explaining the impact media coverage has had on his family. That detail caught attention because the legal dispute itself wasn't directly connected to her. Tom Bauer has spoken about this pattern before in interviews. He suggested that Harry often frames many public issues through the lens of how they affect Meghan. According to Bauer, that tendency shows how closely Harry links his public battles with his role as her protector. Another point that sparked discussion was Meghan's absence from the hearing itself. Reports said she remained in California during the court proceedings rather than traveling to London. Bauer interpreted that contrast in a very critical way. He has previously claimed that Meghan has a strong influence over Harry's decisions and public messaging. Then there's another irony that many commentators pointed out. During the case, Harry criticized the media for invading his privacy, yet he also chose to reveal many personal details in his memoir, Spare, a book that openly discussed family conflicts, private conversations, and deeply personal experiences within the royal family. For critics like Tom Bauer, this situation highlights what they see as a major contradiction. He has argued for years that Harry and Meghan often send mixed signals when it comes to privacy and public exposure. Bauer's point is simple but controversial. He says it's difficult to criticize media attention while also sharing deeply personal stories through major public platforms. The couple has participated in high-profile projects, including a widely watched interview with Oprah, a Netflix partnership, and Harry's best-selling memoir, Spare, which revealed many private moments from royal life. Because of that, some commentators believe the privacy argument becomes harder to defend. Their view is that once personal experiences are shared publicly on such a massive scale, media attention naturally follows. One widely shared comment that gathered more than 1,400 likes said, "If Harry wanted privacy, he wouldn't have released Spare." Many critics say they are tired of what they see as a constant victim narrative. In their opinion, the couple frequently focuses on grievances instead of moving forward with new projects or positive messages. So now, when privacy becomes the focus of legal arguments, some observers feel the message sounds inconsistent. That tension has fueled even more debate online. And when it comes to Meghan's Netflix show, the public reaction in many spaces has been even sharper.
Wherever she is, whether it's at Keltner or in Colombia or in Nigeria or wherever, she's always, her publicist will reveal that she's wearing one of Diana's pieces of jewelry.
The reaction online to Meghan's Netflix project has been intense, and many commenters have not held back at all. Some users even reacted with celebration when reports circulated that the project would not continue. The comment sections quickly filled with sharp criticism. One person wrote, "She's made our lives a misery listening to all her behavior and hypocrisy." Moments like this have led some observers to say that Tom Bower's earlier predictions are starting to look closer to reality. He has repeatedly argued that public patience with Harry and Meghan's complaints about the media would eventually run out. According to Bower, audiences would grow tired if they felt the couple's public appearances focused too heavily on grievances instead of new ideas or fresh projects. Some critics now claim that shift is happening. They argue that many people are no longer reacting with anger or outrage toward the couple. Instead, the response they see most often is simple fatigue. Bower once summed up his view with a striking line: "The opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference." In his opinion, that kind of public indifference is far more damaging for public figures than open criticism. He has also predicted that major business partners, including Netflix, could eventually move away from the couple if audience interest continues to decline over time. That original first-look deal Harry and Meghan once celebrated with Netflix is now being discussed in a very different way. Some industry watchers say these types of agreements can sometimes fade quietly if projects fail to gain momentum. Tom Bower has also suggested that financial pressure could become a growing concern for the couple. In his commentary, he claimed that large sums of money were invested into several media projects that never fully took off with audiences. Running a high-profile lifestyle in California is not cheap either. Bower believes Meghan has recently been making moves to rebuild her public image in Hollywood. He pointed out that she has again worked with the well-known PR firm Sunshine Sachs, which previously handled publicity for the couple during earlier stages of their media career. He also claimed that there have been efforts to reconnect with influential figures in the entertainment world, including attempts to stay close to major Hollywood circles. At the same time, several smaller lifestyle ideas have appeared online, including branded items and personal products connected to Meghan's image.
Prince Harry, his heart seems to have softened, or there's been some sort of evolution. So I do think you're right that a lot of us were kind of caught off guard by the Prince Andrew decision, because we had grown accustomed to cuddly Charles, Grandpa Charles, with the grandkids in his lap. And when I saw the news, I thought, I don't know if I'll ever see anything like this again in my lifetime, but maybe I will because of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Critics argue these launches show an attempt to find a concept that finally clicks with the public. And while those media projects face uncertainty, Bower has also questioned the strength of Harry's legal battle. In his opinion, the case relies heavily on personal claims rather than clear evidence. He added that Harry's tense moments in court, interrupting at times, showing strong emotions, and being reminded by the judge to stay focused may not help his position as the case continues. If Prince Harry ends up losing the case, Tom Bower warns the consequences could be extremely serious. Legal experts often point out that in major court battles like this, the losing side may have to cover enormous legal costs. In Harry's situation, some estimates suggest those fees could climb into the tens of millions of pounds. That kind of financial blow wouldn't just hurt privately, it could also damage the couple's public image at a time when many of their projects are already under heavy scrutiny. Bower says he has been warning about this exact situation for years. According to him, when Harry and Meghan stepped away from royal duties, they believed a new life in America would bring unlimited opportunities, massive deals, and total freedom from royal restrictions. But in Bower's view, they underestimated something huge: The royal institution didn't just give them status, it also provided protection, influence, and global prestige that quietly supported everything they did. Once they walked away from that system, they had to build an international brand completely on their own. And according to Bauer, that challenge has turned out to be far harder than they expected. Now critics say the early excitement around their projects is starting to fade. Some ventures have struggled, public reactions are mixed, and the spotlight has shifted to new stories and new faces. But what do you think about all of this drama? If you've been following this story, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with others, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Tom Bauer's predictions about Harry and Meghan are coming true? Or do you believe the couple still has a chance to turn things around and stage a big comeback?